Full 8. I don't know what you guys
I was up talking
about.
with these guys. I looked at my watch when I got back, and it was 3 o'clock.
Yep.
First slap happy cast. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. Welcome to our special edition Blacksheep Milsim cast of Airsoft Table Talk. We'll do introductions. I'll start it off. Josh Fuerst of Fuerst Fire Industries. We know this guy, unfortunately. We'll go this way.
Yeah.
Art Lowther, Camp Guernsey. Staff here at Camp Guernsey.
Professional bad guy.
Professional bad guy.
I'm John Bucciarelli, Black Sheep 6 from Blacksheep Milsim.
And I'm Neil Santos, Abacus from Shadowback.
I want to thank you guys for sitting down with us because, I mean, you've got a busy schedule up here in cold Guernsey, Wyoming.
We're going to need an exterior shot for people to understand how.
Yes, we need a cutaway of just.
The problem is the wind's actually dying down.
We can put it in.
Yeah, we'll add it.
Post-production, we can put it in.
These Pathfinders will have the biggest balls of
They're going to need a rucksack.
I've got my pack set, a little camp stove, just in case it gets separated from. Okay. Anyway, so Abacus and I are here actually participating in the event, which is why we're not all dressed up. He does play.
We play Airsoft from time to time. We don't just talk about it.
This is my base layer. I had to go get this specifically for this event. I didn't have any base layer. So, John, what can we expect from this weekend? We sat through the briefing, got some great footage of your briefing and the safety briefing and everything. So,
the most realistic Milsim event that they're going to ever experience. I make it as real as I can, and I take all of my military experience, and as you heard me last night, I don't ask anybody to do anything I haven't done myself, or soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan aren't doing every day over there. So you were talking about the suck factor, and it's very high, and either you live through it or you don't, and it's very black and white at Black Sheep.
The suck factor is what got Abacus here this weekend.
I was all about, I'm not going to go. And then there was a blizzard. I went, woohoo! I'm in!
Well, that's one thing that really impresses me about, bringing this out to your community, because we have we'll probably end up with about 60 players, I think. And they drove here through a blizzard.
They really want to be here.
They really want to be here, and they're going to get what they came for, and more.
These are all participants,
yes,
not customers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
5 hours driving and white out with road closures, and that was awesome.
Yeah, and it just shows the dedication of the player base that, and I'm very pleased with it because it shows that this is what you're looking for. And when you get done with this and you start telling stories, we're going to we have put Guernsey on the map, and this event is going to be. I'm betting for Guernsey 2, 300 to 500 people. Easy.
It's doable, yeah, because you get everyone who leaves this event and goes home, and everyone gets to hear the stories from kitting up, sleeping in the barracks,
eating in the dining facility.
Yeah, in the dining facility, dragging your butt out of bed.
marching 200 meters across the snow-driven parade field to get breakfast.
The ice pack,
exercise just to get the chow.
The wind was actually blowing us backwards on the ice this morning.
I believe it. Yeah, it was murder. One of the things that actually impressed me is the unblemished safety record. Of course, you have to go into it. One of the things that surprised me is no heat casualties.
No.
So you guys monitor that. Tell us about how, as your staff, you guys really, pay it. Even though it's a realistic, the most realistic Milsim experience you get, how you still take care of everybody essentially.
Yeah, there's an umbrella that we create over the event. It starts off with the site recon, with a thorough risk assessment, and most of the events that we do are on military installations, so I have to submit that risk assessment to the range control. They have to approve it, and basically you identify everything that could potentially hurt somebody, and then you put in place measures that reduce those risks to a reasonable, acceptable level. So there's this umbrella over the entire event. So we monitor everything, and you heard me say last night in the briefing that you guys play the game. Let me worry about the temperature and all that kind of stuff. And when it gets to a point where I have to call a safety halt, we're going to do that. And we issue food as part of your game package. We issue water as part of your game package. We reinforce the chain of command that from me down through squad leader, everybody's checking everybody, and we're watching out for each other. And I think that the biggest thing that promotes that safety factor is this squad integrity that I mandate at my event, that you have to stay together as a team. So you don't have to worry about individuals wandering off and falling down and getting hurt, or nobody watching them, start to shiver or shake, and you catch them early enough. So, when I say an unblemished safety record, it's a sport. We get bumps and bruises. I remember one guy at Pine Plains face planted into the side of a wall. He was going to do a shoulder stop, and he misjudged and used his face instead of his shoulder, but went to the medic, put a bandage on his nose, and he was back in the fight 10 minutes later. And that's the kind of dedication that, people suck it up.
So you're talking about, just a little while ago, you talked about next year, 2, 3, 4, 500 people at this event. So what you're doing right now with 60 or 70 people, do you think you'll be able to provide that for 500, including the unblemished safety record? I mean, does it scale?
It scales.
Guernsey is pretty treacherous.
Yeah, that's the I guess the uniqueness, that regardless of venue and regardless of number of people, the experience is scalable. So, in working with Camp Guernsey, I actually, Walker Circular is a 16-kilometer circle. We're going to use 400 meters of it for this. Okay, as the event grows, then more objectives come into play.
Right.
And the more fragos areas and things like that. So the potential here is unlimited. My games are already designed for 1,000 people. And up at Fort Drum, the last event we ran was 28 squads on each company team. So,
obviously, since you have 0 casualties, there was no casualties in
correct.
28 squads.
And that was in, I think that was in July at Fort Drum. So, it was hot. And we just did skirmish this year up in Pennsylvania, and that was on 4th of July weekend also. Hot as hell, and pushing water. The other thing, too, is that, you identify the medical staff that are there playing. And, the guy came in, was hot. I looked around, Navy corpsman, fix him. And they did. And the players are taking care of themselves in a lot of ways.
Okay, yeah, because we see this, in a lot of other Airsoft events where the thing that sounds like a good idea with 60 or 100 people, you put 500 people into it and their structure entirely collapses.
Well, I think that's because having no compromise on any of your standards or rules, like, zero contact, no vehicle, no POVs, no staff controlled vehicles. You have hard boundaries, that have consequences if you cross them.
Yep. The other thing that I've done since the beginning is keeping things simple. That there are no third-party forces in this game. It's force on force, so you've got a direct chain of command down each way that funnels right back up to me through OCs and from squad to platoon to company to directly to me. So you don't have these insurgents out there creating havoc. The active army or active military can't even do that scenario right, where you've got insurgents, civilians, identifying different targets. That's hard. Mm-hmm. And to throw that into a game environment and then complicate it with, we were talking last night, complicated medic rules.
It's all a blur.
But everything is simple to facilitate why you came here. And you want to play. So you don't want to sit on your ass for 10 minutes waiting for some medic to take your temperature. Or
it's an opinion.
We had that discussion this morning.
Yeah, we had that last night. The whole, it's hard enough to identify with all these freaking crazy uniform patterns that people are investing in. Well, for each,
right now he looks a little more green than
for the in our operations order for the event. I think there's 6 or 8 patterns on each company team.
Right, of course there is.
So it just gets crazy. So the whole force on force structure is keeping it simple, and the players drive the scenario.
Did you have something specific that you want to throw in? Because I have a question that I've been wanting to put to him, but I didn't want to.
Screws. Okay, go for it.
Right.
they go, well, it's just a woods game. And it's like, you f***ing idiot. Yes, there are trees.
I didn't have the first F-bomb. Yeah!